Welcome to World Alert Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. On August 3, 2025, a Chinese Coast Guard vessel aggressively used water cannons against a Philippine resupply boat. This boat was on a mission to reach the BRP Sierra Madre, a grounded warship stationed at 2nd Thomas Shoal, a strategic and contested location in the South China Sea. This reef, though lying within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, is claimed by Beijing as its own territory, adding to the tension. The incident is just the latest in a long series of escalating confrontations in the South China Sea, a region fraught with historical and territorial disputes. These waters have become a potential flashpoint between the United States and China, two global superpowers with competing interests. Why has the Philippines, a nation of over 7,000 islands, become the center of such intense geopolitical rivalry and strategic interest? Geography, history, and economics all play a crucial role in this complex scenario, influencing the actions of nations involved. The competition is about more than just rocks and reefs. It's about control over global trade routes, military dominance, and the rules of the international order that govern these waters. For Filipino crews, these confrontations are not just about territorial claims, they are a test of courage, resilience, and national pride. For Manila's leaders, every decision is a high-stakes balancing act between the US and China, with significant implications for national security and sovereignty. A single miscalculation or misunderstanding could have devastating consequences for the entire region, potentially sparking a larger conflict. The world is watching closely as this drama unfolds on the high seas, with international media providing constant updates and analysis. The Philippines is not just a pawn in this geopolitical chess game, it's an active player with its own interests, strategies, and agency. Understanding why this nation is so crucial is key to understanding the future of global power dynamics and the shifting balance in Asia. The South China Sea is now the stage for the defining geopolitical challenge of the 21st century, with implications that reach far beyond the region. The fate of the Philippines may well shape the future of peace or conflict in Asia, influencing the course of history in this pivotal region. The Philippines occupies one of the world's most strategic locations, a sprawling archipelago at the crossroads of East and Southeast Asia. It forms a natural barrier between the vast Pacific Ocean and the resource-rich South China Sea, controlling some of the world's most vital shipping lanes and maritime choke points. Over a third of global maritime trade, worth more than $3 trillion every year, passes through these waters, making the Philippines a gatekeeper for international commerce. Whoever influences the Philippines can sway the arteries of the global economy, affecting the flow of goods, energy, and resources across continents. Militarily, the Philippines is a key link in the first island chain, a defensive line for the United States and its allies, and a formidable barrier for China's ambitions in the Pacific. Its proximity to Taiwan, less than 100 miles at the closest point, makes it critical in any potential conflict over the island, serving as a launch pad or buffer zone. Access to Philippine bases could determine the outcome of a Taiwan crisis, shaping the balance of power in the region and influencing military strategies. China seeks to pull Manila away from Washington, knowing the stakes are not just military, but economic and diplomatic as well. The South China Sea is also rich in oil, gas, and fisheries, resources vital to both nations, fueling industries and feeding millions. For the Philippines, these are matters of national wealth, food security, and survival for countless coastal communities. For China, these resources are essential to sustain economic growth, energy security, and its rising global influence. Control over the Philippines means control over access to these resources and the ability to project power across the region. The stakes are high for all involved, with tensions simmering and the risk of conflict ever present. The Philippines is a true linchpin in the Indo-Pacific balance of power. Its choices and alliances will shape the future of the region and the world. The US-Philippines relationship is deeply rooted in a shared history, forged in the crucible of war and strengthened by decades of partnership. From the battlefields of World War II, where American and Filipino soldiers fought side by side, a unique bond was born, one built on sacrifice, trust, and mutual respect. This connection was formalized by the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, a landmark agreement that committed both nations to each other's defense. For over 70 years, this alliance has served as the bedrock of Philippine security, providing reassurance in times of uncertainty and crisis. US military bases once projected American power across Asia from Philippine soil, serving as vital hubs for regional stability and deterrence. Though the bases closed in the 1990s, the defense treaty endured, adapting to new realities and challenges. In recent years, the alliance has been revitalized as Manila faces growing Chinese aggression in the South China Sea, prompting renewed cooperation and urgency. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement now gives U.S. forces rotational access to more Philippine bases, expanding the scope of joint operations and training. These strategically located sites, near Taiwan and the South China Sea, allow for pre-positioning of equipment, rapid response, and regular joint exercises that enhance readiness. Massive drills like Balikatan send a clear message to Beijing and the world. U.S. commitment to the Philippines is real, visible, and unwavering. The partnership is a direct response to the changing security environment, evolving to meet new threats and safeguard shared interests. The Philippines is not just a strategic partner, but a linchpin in America's Indo-Pacific defense strategy, anchoring stability in a volatile region. This renewed cooperation is shaping the region's future, fostering greater collaboration and resilience among allies. The alliance is more than words. It's boots on the ground, ships at sea, and a shared commitment to peace and security. For Manila, the U.S. remains a vital ally in an increasingly dangerous neighborhood, providing support, deterrence, and hope for a secure future. The bond endures, tested by time and adversity, but unbroken, standing as a testament to the enduring power of alliance. China's strategy in the Philippines is a mix of economic incentives and military pressure. Beijing is the Philippines' largest trading partner, offering billions in loans and investments. This economic diplomacy aims to pull Manila into China's orbit. But at sea, China asserts sweeping claims, backed by artificial islands and militarized outposts. Its Coast Guard and maritime militia harass Filipino fishermen and block resupply missions. This is gray zone warfare, asserting control without open conflict. The Philippines faces constant pressure: accept Chinese investment or risk losing sovereignty. Filipino leaders must balance economic needs with defending their maritime rights. The allure of Chinese money is strong, but the threat to national integrity is ever present. China's dual approach, carrot and stick, puts Manila in a difficult position. The struggle defines Philippine foreign policy. The stakes are nothing less than the country's independence and future. Every move is watched by the world. The Philippines must navigate between opportunity and coercion. Nowhere is the tension more visible than at Second Thomas Shoal. The BRP Sierra Madre, a grounded warship, serves as a precarious outpost for Filipino Marines. Their mission: maintain a presence and prevent China from seizing the reef. Regular resupply missions are dangerous as Chinese ships blockade and harass the Philippine boats. Water cannons, close maneuvers, and intimidation are routine. Each incident risks escalation. A collision or injury could spark a crisis. The U.S. has warned that an armed attack on Philippine vessels would trigger its defense commitments. The standoff is a test of will for both sides. For the Philippines, it's about honor and sovereignty. For China, it's about consolidating control without firing a shot. The world watches as this tiny outpost becomes a symbol of resistance. The fate of the Sierra Madre could tip the balance in the South China Sea. The Philippines walks an economic tightrope. China is both a top trading partner and a strategic threat. Billions in trade and investment make stable ties with Beijing tempting, but economic dependency gives China leverage. Coercion is always a risk. The U.S. and allies like Japan offer alternatives: investment, aid, and support for development. Manila tries to hedge, seeking benefits from both sides, but as tensions rise, the space for neutrality shrinks. Both Washington and Beijing increasingly demand loyalty. Filipino leaders must weigh short-term gains against long-term sovereignty. The stakes: economic growth versus national security. The Philippines must choose carefully as the rivalry intensifies. The Philippines' fate is tied to the broader Indo-Pacific, especially Taiwan. Its northern islands are critical in any conflict over Taiwan, serving as gateways for both Chinese and U.S. forces. If China moves on Taiwan, it may target Philippine bases to block U.S. intervention. The recent expansion of U.S. access to northern bases signals that Manila and Washington see their security as linked. Other Southeast Asian nations watch closely. If China intimidates the Philippines into submission, a domino effect could follow. Regional balance of power would shift in Beijing's favor, but a strong Philippine stand backed by the U.S. could inspire others to resist. The Philippines is a test case for the region's future. The outcome will echo across Southeast Asia. The struggle is also fought in public opinion and international law. Most Filipinos distrust China and support a stronger U.S. alliance. This public sentiment gives Manila a mandate to push back against Beijing. The 2016 Hague ruling rejected China's claims in the South China Sea, affirming Philippine rights. China ignores the ruling, but it remains a powerful legal tool. The U.S. and allies support the decision, conducting freedom of navigation operations. The fight is about more than territory. It's about whether law or force will prevail. Filipino pride and legal victories shape the government's stance. International support adds weight to Manila's claims. The battle for the South China Sea is as much about principles as it is about power. The Philippines stands at the crossroads of competing empires. Its choices will shape its prosperity, democracy, and sovereignty. Aligning with the U.S. could enhance security but risks entanglement in great power conflict. Accommodation with China may bring economic benefits but threatens independence. Filipino leaders must chart a path that serves national interests amid global rivalry. The outcome will influence the international order in the 21st century. The South China Sea is the testing ground for rules versus might. The courage of Filipino sailors and leaders is central to this contest. The world is watching. What happens here will shape the future. The Philippines' struggle is a battle for peace, law, and the right to choose its own destiny.